Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Port St. Vincent Limited.
Celebrating style, the Courts Furniture event. Get up to 30% off on furniture, appliances, and accessories store-wide. Plus, if you pay with Courts Ready Finance, you pay nothing down and there's no payment for 30 days. This offer is available in store and online at shopcourts.com. Conditions apply. Promotional period April 1st to 30th, 2023. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Port St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene. Following recent pleas from residents of Poliad and Osvale for there to be an installation of streetlights in the area, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has addressed the issue. The Prime Minister, while speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program, said that he thought it was reasonable that those residing in the area would want adequate lighting, but noted that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Electricity Services VINLEC had been hesitant to have streetlights installed due to the government's plan to have the residents moved in the near future. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
They never gave persons connections and so on. And I said, but if the people are there for the length of time, why don't you give them connections? You know what I mean? But I think what they're talking about now is what you may call street lighting or community lighting. That should be corrected. But in fairness to VINLEC, I think they were saying, well, listen, they didn't want to do the investment there because we are moving the persons there now.
The Prime Minister said that while the search for land to relocate the Poliad residents has not been smooth sailing, there are still plans to have the move happen.
The Chief Surveyor is still looking for land. There are one or two places which we can. I thought we were going to get a piece in the West St. George area to put a significant number, and then they said, well, there's some problems with the drainage, and so we are looking. We're looking at different places. That's the reality. But I intend for it to be done.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. The Prime Minister said that he would like to see the relocation of the Poliad residents happen as the acute referral hospital in Annisvale is being built. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Conservation Fund's farmland restoration project, designed and implemented by Hand to Earth, has extended their North Leeward Vetiver project to set up sustainable contour farming in Belle Isle Correctional Facility. Prison Officer Kevley Gould of Spring Village and 14 prisoners from the Belle Isle Correctional Facility were trained in vetiver systems technology over a 3-week period in August of 2022. Prison authorities then identified an area to set up a vetiver nursery and farm in the prison grounds. A nursery of 300 plants and several contours were planted with vetiver. Crops were then planted in between, enabling the sloping lands to be cultivated sustainably by preventing soil loss. Apart from the training, the SVG Conservation Fund Hand to Earth project donated hand tools, water boots, seeds, and vetiver plants for the project, which has expanded to become an exemplary vetiver systems farm site. According to an official release, this project has enabled the prisoners to put their training into practice and experience the benefits of farming with vetiver to reintroduce the practice of terrace farming to the area and also practice the system when they leave prison. Still on the local scene, a series of stakeholder engagements in the tourism sector are set to be launched here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. According to Minister of Tourism Carlos James, the aim of these engagements will be to prepare persons for the upcoming boom in tourism, as well as make stakeholders aware of opportunities that are available to them. We hear more from Minister James.
In a few weeks, we begin the process of our national engagement on the transformation of our tourism sector. And I'm encouraging all of the stakeholders, the Hotel Association, the Taxi Association, all of the different service sectors to partner with us to ensure that we can take the message out to everyone in every community, where primarily a lot of the focus on mainland is going to be ecotourism, adventure tourism, community-based tourism, and services, training opportunities within the sector. How can persons, in fact locals, get concessions? A lot of other times, there are concessions available for locals within tourism, and some of them are not even aware of it.
That was the Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Carlos James. Minister James emphasized the importance of having these engagements take place so that there may be greater support for persons within the sector going forward. He said these engagements will last up until the end of this year and that all the discussions that take place will play a part in formulating a new policy framework. On to news in the region. Prime Minister of Dominica Roosevelt Skerritt has called for a review of the education sector in the Caribbean. Speaking on a panel of CARICOM leaders at the regional symposium, Violence as a Public Health Issue, the CARICOM Challenge, Prime Minister Skerritt said a review of the school system could help to address the root of crime. He said our school systems are focused solely on passing examinations. There is absolutely no time in the 5 hours or so that the students spend in the school setting for anything to do with well-being and welfare of children. We don't take time to understand where they come from, their economic circumstance, and to appreciate their behaviors in the classroom, he said. He noted there is a need for an urgent review and it would help to dry up the recruitment ground for violent behaviors. He said antisocial behavior could lead to violent behavior and the use of guns and other weapons. Dominica's Prime Minister noted that sports and physical education have taken second place and extracurricular activities in the classroom no longer exist, as more emphasis is placed on academic performance. Teachers across government schools in Antigua and Barbuda are continuing to fight for what they say are issues of national importance, their working conditions. Students had to be sent home on Monday after 2 weeks' vacation due to a sit-in being staged by their teachers. According to Loop News, tensions between the government and the Antigua and Barbuda Union of Teachers remain high over the apparent lack of effort by the ministry to address issues constantly faced by the Antigua's educators, including long overdue reclassifications, inadequate security at schools, and similar working conditions. A threat of industrial action by the teachers forced the ministry to postpone the reopening of schools following the Easter holidays, and instead extend the break by an additional week. Antigua and Barbuda's Ministry of Education since said that it had addressed 90% of the teachers' demands, but the disgruntled educators are far from satisfied. On the international scene, a Russian court has upheld the detention of Evan Gershkovich, an American journalist arrested on spying charges as part of a sweeping Kremlin crackdown on dissent. The Wall Street Journal reporter who reported on the Ukraine war from Russia is the first correspondent from the United States since the Cold War to be detained in Russia on spying allegations. Gershkovich and the US government vehemently deny the allegations. Dozens of journalists on Tuesday crowded into the courtroom to catch a glimpse of Gershkovich, who smiled and looked calm as he stood inside a glass enclosure to appeal his detention, Al Jazeera reports. Russia's FSB security service arrested Gershkovich on March 29th, accusing him of trying to obtain classified information about a Russian arms factory. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. And finally, in sports, England captain Ben Stokes has been named Wisden's leading cricketer in the world for the third time in 4 years. Stokes, 31, has transformed the fortunes of the Test team and played a starring role in the T20 World Cup final win against Pakistan in November. England teammates Ben Foakes and Matthew Potts are named among the 5 cricketers of the year. New Zealand's Daryl Mitchell and Tom Blundell, plus India women's Harmanpreet Kaur, are also on the list. England had won only one of their previous 17 tests when all-rounder Stokes was appointed captain last April. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with a kind compliment of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Quartz Furniture event. Get up to 30% off on furniture, appliances, and accessories store-wide. Plus, if you pay with Quartz Ready Finance, you pay nothing down and there's no payment for 30 days. This offer is available in store and online at shopquartz.com. Conditions apply. Promotional period April 1st to 30th, 2023. Quartz, bringing value home.